FreeWheel recently released a report focused on live, particularly in the streaming environments. And it was something that validated a lot of the assumptions that we all have in the media and advertising industry, which is it is engaging. It is immediate as far as scale, and certainly it is communal. And I think the stat that I found to be most interesting was 50% of people say they watch live sport with someone else. And so I thought that was the concept that I think in the world of sports versus perhaps the way in which we've been trained recently with DVR to start off with, and now more on-demand video consumption. The fact that sports are the live sports specifically draw that communal aspect of the power of TV, I think that is really my most interesting finding.
How is advertising in live TV changing, and how is FreeWheel adapting to that change?
There's a lot of change taking place within streaming, particularly in live sport, which is a big shift. I'd say the industry is hurling towards a more streaming-based model as it relates to distributing TV content, particularly live sports. And for me, the biggest insight coming out of that and what it means is the need to bring new ways in which to transact. We've seen programmatic be one of those ways to solve for the growing complexity of what streaming means. So any one piece of content can have and be distributed across more than 400 endpoints for that consumer to watch it. That's not easy for the publisher or the programmer that's sending it out. That is very much challenging for the buyer or agency that's trying, or advertiser that's trying to execute that campaign. And so I think the complexity needs to be solved with new tools, technologies. Programmatic is one way to do that. And we've seen premium increase their programmatic spend, premium publishers increase their programmatic spend more than 400%, or 600% over the last 4 years. But live still is a very, very small fraction, if any, related to programmatic transactions. And so I think that move to programmatic really does require a big shift in the way in which the industry works, programmer and other technology solutions, so I'm excited about that.
How has the growth of streaming changed the way clients are thinking about live programming like sports?
They realize that they can deploy, clients realize they can deploy a lot of different technologies, data, and automation in order to deliver better values either for the client or results. Most specifically, it's about how do they reach that specific customer that they're looking to do. And in live sports, it's instant, it's immediate, and it's the last kind of cumulative reach vehicle, whether it's on linear or digital, that an advertiser has at their disposal. And that's why you've seen this explosion of value and focus related to the live sports. And you see the vibe here at Cannes. As you walk down La Croisette on the evenings, you see people in the pubs looking at all of the European Championship games taking place. You feel that vibe of community, and the industry needs community, the world needs a community. You can see that play out in real life. So it's pretty exciting.
And then finally, what is FreeWheel's secret to making live advertising seamless for programmers and advertisers?
The most important thing is direct connections, because in live, milliseconds matter. And if a programmer or publisher is going to take their most prized asset or tentpole and allow it to be transacted in a more automated or a more dynamic way, then certainty between buyer and seller and the brands that are being represented needs to take shape. And I think our focus is really on doing that through the direct connections, as I mentioned, by preserving the viewer experience. We've announced last year our global viewer experience lab to really combat the issues around quality within streaming as it relates to advertising. And then the last thing that we've done is really invest in new capabilities, including yesterday we released our enhanced programmatic suite for live. And so we're really excited to be partnering on the launch of that and deploying that for this coming Paris Olympics with NBC.